Here we are, back at it in the wide open wilds, or at least as wild as I can get. And yes, as I mentioned, here we are back at it with another episode of Whiskey in the Wild. Ooh yeah, this is some good stuff right here. Ooh-wee. This is what this actually is Dillon's cask strength rye whiskey. This is the same company that makes the Dillon's Three Oaks, and this is wherein the Three Oaks, as the name implies, is aged in 3 types of oak barrels. The cask strength is only aged in 1 barrel, and as it implies, it is at 57.2% alcohol, and that is the cask strength. So let's go ahead and unwrap this bad boy. It does come in this nifty little paper pouch here. Best not to drop it. Let's see what we got inside. Oh, look at this. Ooh, okay. We'll just set this aside here because this is a neat little thing. This, on the inside, seems to be a map of some kind. And get a good look at that. You know, all kinds of stuff on there, all kinds of information. The cooper, the miller, the malter, the stiller. Very nice. Yeah. I'm supposed to be making a video here, not oohing and ahhing over the packaging. Unfortunately, I did tear it a little bit, but I'm gonna give that a good look later on. Certainly pack that away. All right. So now onto the stuff itself. That is the color in the bottle, as you can see, is somewhat dark. It's a dark amber, almost red. It's the darkness of the amber in there is it's almost reddish in hue. Oh wow! Oh wow! Ooh. New Ontario oak. 10% malted rye, 90% unmalted rye, barreled December 2015. All the information is right there. Aged for 45 months. Dillon's is a new company, so well, newer. So I wouldn't expect them to have a age expression quite yet. So 45 months is about a quarter the amount of, maybe like a third the amount of time. I think that's about 3 years. Yeah, 12, 24, 26. That's about 4 years. 45 months is almost 4 years, but that's still only about a third of the time that it takes to get to a proper age expression, a 10 or a 12. So I got my special tasting glass today. Let me just get the cat hair out of there. Cat's always with me in some form or another. Okay, hold on. Let me open this first. Plastic cork. No harm in that. Some people prefer the natural cork, some people prefer plastic. Personally, I feel I have no horse in that race. So let's get a nice pour here. Oh, tricky. So I'm in kind of a precarious spot here in the rocks. Oh, that sat down very nicely right there. Okay, there we go. Set that down and cork it. Got my nice little tasting glass here. Okay, yeah, that smells remarkably similar to the Dillon's Three Oaks. And of course, minus the smell of the first fill bourbon casks that are used in the Three Oaks. Ooh. There it is, yep. It takes a while for the smell to kind of express itself, but once it's in there, you know, there's the smell of just sweetness, also boldness, you know, not spice. But also some not bold, but not spicy, and very much smelling of a bag of rye bread. It's not a bad thing. Still just nosing it up. Yes, it's very similar in nose to the Three Oaks. Surprisingly, for 57%, the aroma of the alcohol is not harsh on the nose. Okay. So we got some rye grain smell. There's some sweetness in there. People honking away on the roads down the way. I mean, these are the things you deal with when you're urban and outdoorsy and make YouTube videos. And don't drive. But also, don't drink and drive. So I walked here. I took the bus. We're all good. Okay. So yeah, definitely some sweetness. It's like the grain sweetness. It's like malty grain sweetness. It's bold, like a barbecue sauce type of bold, but not like meaty bold, but like that bold kick bold, like horseradish bold. Horseradish barbecue sauce type of bold. And that unmistakable aroma of rye grain that it's like stick in your bag. Things you don't want to go stick in your bag in too many things. But no, stick in your face in a bag full of rye bread. I think we've nosed this up right up the hoot. So let's take a shoot. It's chilled in the air. Oh wow. Oh. Oh. That hits home. Oh, that's a letter to home. My goodness. Ooh. Wow. 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 Okay, well, having never had that stuff before, description on the first sip, it's very similar to the Dillon's Three Oaks, just in that initial profile, in terms of, being a full rye whiskey, single grain. But what's different is that there's, you know, the first fill, bourbon cask in the Three Oaks, really does add its own essence to the nature of that whiskey. And without that first fill, just single New Ontario oak cask, that's a different beast. Whew. Oh, I'm sorry. I left the bag open slightly and I need to reach down here and adjust the back cover. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a different kind of beast altogether. The rye essence is much more greatly expressed in terms of its spicy boldness, sweet cinnamon hearts aftertaste. Ooh. Get a good chew on it. Oh. And I mean, at 57% alcohol, it's got a kick. It lets you know it's there. And it accentuates the boldness of the rye, while also adding its own characteristic punch to the flavor profile. You know, it's like low alcohol beer versus high alcohol beer. You know, if you like an IPA or a stout porter, the idea of 5% or 4%, it's watery, it's flavorless. The 57% is swinging in that same kind of weight class of, you know, it adds flavor, it brings out flavor, it's good. You know, as much as I try to avoid saying just it's good in these types of reviews, it's good. That new oak. I really appreciate that. You know, that oak, it's a mellowness of its own kind, but it's also, sometimes it can be, depending on the type of whiskey, it can also be sharp. You know, that new oak sharpness, crisp, not necessarily sharp, but crisp. Yeah, I wouldn't say sharp, but I would definitely say crisp. That new oakness is adding a nice crispness to the overall body. Wow. Whoa. Whew. And boy, howdy, does that linger. That's got to finish. That lasts until after the cows have come home and are settled into the barn and you're sitting down later on at night. Whew. That's how long that lingers. It doesn't finish until after the cows have come home. Wow. Well, gave myself a good pour of that at 57%. I don't think I need another sip. Well, I mean, another pour. I did just. Whew. Woo, yeah. All right. Well, I mean, in conclusion, yeah, that's a bottle of whiskey on the rocks out of No Rocks. And would I buy it again? Yes, definitely buy again. You know, if you like to collect and occasionally sip, get a bottle of this to keep around. You know, this is stuff like, yeah, keep it around. Don't just buy it again and again so that you can keep it around. Yeah. It's not even a buy it to drink it rating, it's a buy it to keep it rating. You know, sip it occasionally, but keep it. Well, that 57% has definitely kicked me in the teeth enough that I'm not going to sit here for another pour. And, oh, who am I kidding? One tiny little pour. Keep telling myself, I was telling myself not to. Just a small one. Just a small one. Just a wee tipple. Just a wee tipple. This stuff is good. Ah. Over the lips and past the gums. Watch out, tongue. Here it comes. Yeah. Woo. Sweet, spicy rye. Oh, that's good stuff. All right. That definitely wraps it up for this edition of Whiskey in the Wild. Dillon's rye, single grain rye cask strength. Buy it. And as always, thanks for watching. Stay warm and dry out there.